Hi everyone. I know that there's a lot of anxiety about whether the SNAP benefits, the food stamps, will be available and paid out in November, possibly December, due to the government shutdown. I'm hoping to maybe ease a little bit of your anxiety on that by helping you prepare while we still have a couple weeks left of October, give or take a few days. Now, we all know that things with the government can change on a dime. So tomorrow this may be completely irrelevant. But I want to get you prepared now before November hits, okay? So, first of all, if you are receiving these benefits or know someone who is, talk to the caseworker, talk to that food stamp worker, find out from them if this occurs, what are my options? Because they will be your first contact with, they most likely already have relationship with different community members, different organizations and things like that, that they can say, yes, go here, they'll be able to take care of you kind of thing. They may also know of things that are being prepared for the just in case. A lot of times that will look like community centers, school parking lots, senior centers, where a need arises in the community, whether it's a water main break or, water's contaminated or this is happening over here or something bad, whatever. They will bring these things to a certain area. And it's usually for those folks who are already receiving benefits. Like they want to make sure that you guys know what's going on. So they may already be preparing. They may already be preparing for the what if scenario, and where they can, stay in contact and let you know. Yeah, okay. So at this particular senior center on this particular day, we're planning on having this particular thing there. So, check in and we'll see you there, kind of thing. That's your first thing. Talk to your caseworker, get the inside scoop, and find out what your options are. Secondly, is look up food pantries. So, and I want you to look them up in 4 different ways when you search online, because some are owned by organizations that have to do with the government, some are just independent organizations, some are nonprofits, and some are owned by churches. So, I want you to look up Open Pantry, Food Pantry, Food Bank, and soup kitchens. So your soup kitchens, oftentimes they cater to a particular demographic. Normally it's those who are homeless, because when the shelters open up in the morning, everybody kind of gets kicked out for the day. So they may be going to certain places like soup kitchens to get out of the elements, to get warm, to have a decent meal, and have a place to sit down where they're not going to be ostracized by the rest of the society, right? So will those places be available to the public in general? Some of them may be, some of them may not be. So you're going to want to look at that ahead of time, okay? Depending on your particular situations, everybody's got different stuff going on. The second thing is for that Open Pantry, you're going to see several locations. That's because Open Pantry is an organization that will have different satellite areas, satellite locations that they serve those particular communities. So within a certain radius, you need to live within a certain radius to be eligible to receive what they have for you. Some of these locations, any of these pantries, soup kitchens, whatever, they may or may not still be in operation. So you're going to want to check that. You're going to want to find out what their hours are online, what their phone number is, that kind of thing, if they have an online website, whatever, and get as much information as you can. And then if you are able, you're going to want to give them a call and find out, hey, just in case this is what's happening, what are the requirements? Because believe it or not, they have requirements. A lot of these places have requirements. So I believe the Open Pantry, those locations, you can only go 6 times a year, I think. Which is not something that you would have ever thought was a thing, but it's a thing. I'm pretty sure it's Open Pantry. Don't quote me, but you're going to want to know what's going on. Also, a lot of these places are going to want an ID, driver's license, state ID, passport. They will want, most likely, proof of residency. Like I said, they work within certain communities, so you need to be within a certain radius. They're going to want proof of residency, so, your electric bill, gas bill, phone bill, anything that comes to your house on a regular basis that's current and up to date. You may need something like that. but each place is different. So make sure you ask them exactly what they require and what constitutes a valid proof of residency. Um, if you have children, they may need like social security numbers and or to see the social security cards or the birth certificates and things like that. A lot of these places, you're going to go in there, you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to go in and say, hey, I'm in need, and they're going to give you a bag of food. No, you need to go in, you need to register. Sometimes you can register online at these places if they have a website. To do that ahead of time, I would suggest in October you go ahead and register ahead of time so that come November, like whether you're going in person or you're doing it online, figure out what the requirements are, get all of your stuff together, and then go there either in person or online and take care of all the paperwork stuff first, because I can guarantee you in November 1st, if people aren't getting food stamps, that place is going to be flooded with a whole lot of people with a whole lot of nothing for knowledge of what they need. Okay? You don't want to be that person. Okay? If you do it now and do it ahead of time, you go there, you've met the people, you've found out what the requirements are, you're already registered, so that in November, if you need to go to the pantry that you've just registered for, you can go in, show your ID, they get you, your bag or two of groceries, and then you're on your way. Okay? That's a whole lot better, trust me, because if it's in a chaos situation, like what the media wants you to believe is going to take place, and most likely will, you don't want to have to be in the middle of all that. Don't be part of the chaos, right? Get prepared ahead of time, get your requirements done, and take care of that if you can. Okay? It's just a suggestion. And no, like when you go to the pantry, it's not like you get to pick what you want, okay? You're going to have to they're going to give everybody the same kind of stuff, and then you go on your way. If there's something that you don't like in the bag, I swear to God, if you complain, no, but like take what you have and maybe a neighbor or someone else in your family or something like that, like, listen, I got this stuff, like corn muffins. Like, I don't eat corn muffins, whatever. Okay, great. Like, this other person has like, some beef stew or something, just go ahead and trade it out or, do what you got to do. But this is a situation to just get you through, okay? This is to navigate the madness. I don't want you stuck in the madness. And then the other thing is, first you talk to your case manager, find out the inside scoop. 2, look up pantries in your area and find out what the requirements are, what their hours are, and all that kind of stuff, because none of them are going to be open like 9 to 5. So just get that out of your head. Monday through Friday, they're usually open only for a couple of hours, a couple days a week. So be prepared for that. The third thing is start strategically planning your meals right now. So you may not be able to eat in the same manner you did before you had this thing come up, right? Like if you prepared already and you've got a freezer full of food, congratulations, like, and your pantry stocked, awesome. Most people who are on food stamps, from my own experience as well, you probably don't have a whole lot stocked up. So you're going to want to make things stretch, especially if you have a family with young children and so on and so forth. Man, you're going to want to buy some rice, some beans, some potato flakes, things that last, that are shelf stable, that can actually make meals stretch, pastas, soups, stews, like a pound of hamburg cut up into 3 sections. You've got 3 different meals. You can add a little bit of hamburg to this rice over here with a can of corn or something. Like do what you have to do to make things stretch. And, Godspeed. I wish the best for everyone who's going through this. I know if my sister was still alive, she'd be very concerned, and I'd be having the same conversation with her that I'm having with you right now. So prepare a little bit ahead of time while you have a couple weeks. You may not even need this. Hopefully nothing goes down and everything remains the same. But if it does not, please take this time right now to prepare for what's coming, because you don't want to be in the middle of chaos. Most people that I know had no idea that you need to show up with proof of residency and an ID and everything else. So there's going to be a lot of people taken unaware. Let's get you guys streamlined through if you need to do it. And God bless.